1 1/4 squats, what are they? And why is Tom doing it? Okay, so let's go back to Dr. Bushwhacker's Hillbilly Horsepower Moonshine. Just when you think the process is over of making it, you are just getting started. But if you do it right, you walk away with the finest jar of corn liquor this side of Appalachia. We kind of view this squat that way for Tom, okay, and how it's gonna help you. So what is it? You squat all the way down. When you hit the bottom, you come up a quarter of the way or maybe slightly past there. You know, maintaining good positions. You might have to like briefly stop for a second and go back to the bottom, then come all the way back up. So why would you do that? Okay. Tom is a tall man. He's over 6'7". So the only, people that tall generally aren't, producing the biggest squats. So to build, what is it? You got to look at like anything in life. If you had a hard life growing up, you may be more coyote, street smart, and do better in business because of that. You usually have some advantage in some situation. So the one advantage a tall man has in squat is a longer eccentric. So how do we maximize that eccentric? This movement is a great way to do that. So why? Because it builds rebound potential, okay? It boosts your elasticity out of the bottom, that stretch shortening cycle. This will teach you how to maximize it. This was I learned this lift from Sir Charles Poliquin. I don't know if he, that's who taught it to me. I believe, I don't know if he invented it himself under somebody else. But a lot of Olympic lifters use this because it targets, it can help that bottom position, in cleans, snatches, things like that. Okay, but when you're able to rebound more explosively out of the hole, which is extremely important if you're tall, but obviously it's very important for you. I mean, you're short too. If you're a real short range of motion, you get the good rebound, you get out of there well, you're almost on top, So it's going to be very important for anybody that is squatting for strength, okay? Next, okay, positional strength. Obviously this targets the bottom of the squat, but to be able to execute this lift correctly, you have to hold good positional strength. If you got a position, you're not going to be able to do it. So this is going to force you to hold position. If you totally cave in, you ain't doing it. So positional strength is another huge one. Hypertrophy, if you think about it, okay, what is the number one driver of muscle hypertrophy? It is muscle tension, okay? This increases, obviously this is going to maximize tension. Okay, you think of the quads, the VMO, even the glutes, okay? It's going to target weaknesses. So you think about this can be used for correcting, knee valgus. It can be used for quad development, all those different things. Targeted mobility. Tom's a mobile dude, but like a lot of people are going to watch this. So how can this help you? If you're having problems hitting depth and squat, when you come up, you get that, out of the bottom, you go back down, you have a little bit of pre-stretch, so then you're able to get a little bit deeper on the way down. And so you're building, not only are you building like targeted mobility, it's actually transferable because if you form row for 4 hours and then, or you do like some kind of split stretch machine, like a 1980s karate movie or something, you get to those positions, you will have no strength in there. So if you're gonna do something extremely ballistic, requires a lot of strength in those positions, you might be able to get there, but you're gonna be a weak little pussycat when you get there, and that ain't gonna cut the mustard, so you can't do that. This was targeted mobility actually hits that. So, that's why he's doing these 1 1/4 squats. Simply just go down, come up a quarter of the way a little further, good position, hit the bottom, come back up. And I would recommend when you start these off, keep these at a more moderate load, like 60, 70% to get started, okay? And as you get better at it, you can increase it. I would not recommend, if you are powerlifting, you don't do these in place of squats. Okay, if you're, say for example, you test your vertical jump, you are somebody that can do a counter movement vertical jump with 30 inches. Then someone tells you to get in a half squat position, you hold it for 3 seconds, you do a vertical jump, you also hit 30 inches. That means you have a poor eccentric utilization ratio, i.e. you're not as elastic as you should be. You're not as springy as you should be. This would be a great movement to help increase that, besides actually doing those type of jumps and stuff, depth jumps, things like that. But this specific movement would be very helpful to do that. So there are a ton of different reasons, and I'll cover some more athletes, like Brian Duncan, people that are doing these right now too later on. But right now, this is how it benefits Tom. So basically think about your own situation. Does it benefit you? There's a good chance, there may be some reason in here, some reason. Execute them, have a good time, and I will